Just start with you real quickly. I mean, what did you not want to hear today?
I think what we didn't want to hear was not thoughtful conclusions. That you've just reached a blanket decision that all AI is bad. I think what we didn't want to hear is we don't want to regulate. And I think the other piece that we probably didn't want to hear is we're going to figure this out as policymakers and not really bring in experts and sort of civil society back into it.
Well, then, Steve, they probably addressed all three of those by what sounds like a pretty collaborative hearing today, would you say?
Yeah, that's exactly the message that came out of here, Kelly, was that it was more like an educational session for these senators to learn about how this technology works from basically the guy who is the figurehead of it, Sam Altman, the OpenAI CEO, and learning what they could do as they think about crafting regulation around this. There was even an admission, Kelly, from a couple of the senators on the panel saying, we got it wrong with social media and Web 2.0. We didn't move fast enough, and look what happened. They don't want that to happen again, and so what they're doing here is trying to get ahead of it and talk to people like Sam Altman to figure out how to craft legislation around this technology, which, frankly, is they don't know how it's going to develop. So what can we do today to make sure we have a grasp on it later?
Julia, I'm a little surprised to hear that. I mean, what do they think they should have done about social media?
Well, social media, what was so amazing in that situation is there was bipartisan support for reform of Section 230, which is the regulation which makes these social platforms immune from being responsible for the content that's shared on their platforms. Reforming Section 230 would make the likes of Facebook or WhatsApp or Twitter liable if content is shared that is manipulative or dangerous. Now they're not responsible if that content is shared on those platforms.
My understanding was there was never enough support to actually. That's a big step to take, and I think people realize, well, if we do this, we could shut down, the viability of a lot of these platforms.
There was always sort of commentary from the social platforms and even from the likes of YouTube that there should be reform, but it needs to be careful reform, that they do need those protections. But I think talking about Section 230 today and the fact that there was not reform, the fact that there has not been a comprehensive privacy legislation here in the U.S., and that legislation has come out of Europe, and you've had the EU effectively regulate the way all of these companies deal with privacy. They say this time around we want the U.S. to be on the forefront of regulation. When it comes to AI, it can't be the same thing as happened with privacy. We need to have the U.S. leading the charge. And one thing that I heard over and over today was this focus on transparency. They talked about a nutrition label for understanding the different ingredients that are going into these different AI algorithms and also what's coming out of them. And I think that was really first and foremost the main takeaway. Transparency is key.
It's interesting. So, Sachin, on that note, a nutrition label, something to that effect, how would that affect your company? How would that affect the adoption and sort of development taking place on top of these language models?
It really comes down to a risk profile. And so you have to ask yourself, and I think, we touched on this last time we had the chat, which is this touching civil liberties? Is it risk to core infrastructure? Or is it, on the other hand, increasing productivity? Is it empowering people to be able to do something they weren't able to do before because they didn't have the technical or musical or artistic sort of background to be able to do whatever that activity is? I think if it's in the former two, then the label is important, but it's not critical. I think if it's in the first two, the warning or the label or what have you is quite important because it's subject to bias. It's subject to sort of elements of losing autonomy. Imagine facial detection that is rampant, or imagine the ability that you've got a system that has the risk to hallucinate, but then is able to make critical infrastructure decisions. So I really, it's very nuanced. It's got to be on the use case itself.